Hello and welcome to the Thoughtful Occasions CD-Rom. What I'd like to do is just take you on a very quick walkthrough tour of what you can find on this CD. And this one's perhaps a little bit different from the ones that I normally do. And the subject matter is again a little bit different. So it works in the same way as all of the CDs. You just point and click to navigate to go through it. And we've got here images for cards, we've got our backing papers, our inserts, we've got some verses on here and our envelopes as well. Up here we've got a help menu and we've got updates and downloads, and it's worth clicking on here occasionally just to see if there's some added extra material that may then be available to you through the website. Sometimes have one or two little images left over and that'll go in there, just sort of like a free gift, and that you can only access via the internet, and it's sort of unique to you for the CD here. Okay, so let's go and have a look at what we're going to find on this CD-ROM. Now this is one that I've had by request, and it covers a range of subjects, and if I just click on here we can see we've got three sets, set 1, 2 and 3, and I'm going to start with set 1 because sadly we all at some point have to make a bereavement card. And this has been something I've been asked and it's been requested for quite a lot of times. So what I've done is put this in, but rather than having a whole CD, which to be honest would be a little bit sort of quite sad in a way, just a whole CD for bereavement. So I've put in some sort of lighter occasions, and we've put it into sections here. And section 1 just really covers a range of cards here that you could use. And if I say click onto the angel here, we've given you a range of images, and I've gone for A5, A6, A7 and A8, so you can make smaller cards if you want to as well. They're all text editable. Now I've put on the text here, but you could put your own title in there if you want to, and here it just says may comfort and peace come to you, but again you could just click on and change that if you wanted to. And these cards are intended for what I call matte and layering. This really isn't the time for doing sort of decoupage or anything fancy. What you're looking for is to make sort of beautiful cards that convey a point and a message. At this point, it's a little bit sad, and what we're doing is something that's sort of befitting the occasion, really. So you've got a range of images here that can be used. And also included are pets. They almost become a part of the family. So I've got sort of a hopefully fairly generic. I know that really I should have done one for every dog there was, every species, but I couldn't. It's just too many to go there for you. So I've just done a sort of a cross section that we could use. And for the cats as well. So a little bit for the pets here. And coming down we've got some beautiful skies, and again sympathy cards that can be used. And it's just using this as a very simple image. Again intended to be matte and layered. So that's set 1, and just before I go, I've also got something here like help the heroes or whatever, if you know someone overseas or in the forces. A card there hopefully befitting someone that may be in the armed forces. Okie dokie, so set 1, a little bit sad, but you know, sadly we do have to make these cards, so that's there for you. But just to lift your spirits now, we've got set 2. Set 2 and set 3 are more generalized, so we've got a range of different images here. So if I click onto this one, congratulations, you have a new baby, a baby boy, a baby girl, christening here, or congratulations, you could change that into either. Something again requested a lot was something for graduation, so I've got some, again a range of cards here just saying congratulations, you've passed. And then the rest of these are just really general things that you may want to use. Poignant messages, remembering that they're text editable, you can put your own greetings on. And on this one I've got no road is too long with good company. So they're sort of quite poignant sayings. Again, you could just highlight the text here and type in your own message if you wanted to. Again, we've got here the best things to set aside for old age is all thoughts of retirement. So, but you could change that and make it more personal. Again, happy retirement, or from one old wreck to another, you could write. It really is up to you. So a range of images here that can be used. They're quite beautiful, sort of, if we go to the waterfall here, It's something which is quite restful and again good for all occasions. The nice thing is we've got a range of sizes as well, so if you wanted to make just a nice little thank you card, you've got a smaller, an A8 size card down there if you want to. Now we've got envelopes to fit everything as well. We'll have a little bit of a look at that in just a moment. So again, we've got sort of what I call inspirational images here that we could come up with for thoughts and ideas. They come with messages already pre-typed. These are ones that I've put for you, but as I said, you could put your own greetings on there. In this instance, a thank you card, and here we've got, there is light at the end of the tunnel. Another great saying I've heard is, if when in deep water, keep your mouth shut. So you could have a bit of fun with these as well if you wanted to, but it's up to you to make it befitting really the mood and the person. You can really customize these to the receiver of the card. And here we have, so again, flowers are like friends, lovely, and a lovely poppy field there. Okay, we've got a sorry card in there, no text greeting on there because it says sorry all over it, and just some beautiful images that you can use. Here again, just it's quite nice if you're making cards. I think of you often, this time I wanted you to know. Just little sayings that we can use through our card making. Like this one, welcome. We can't all be stars, but we can all twinkle. Remember again, you could just delete that if you wanted to and have no text on, just simply highlighting the text and hit delete, or overtype and pop your own greetings on there. So those are our 60 images in the 3 sets here for our sort of what I call thoughtful occasions. Perhaps times when the card may be a little bit more pertinent, something a little bit more personal for someone. Or we could, if you wanted to, just make it fun and whimsical. It really is up to you on that. Now I've given you a range of backing papers here. Again, we've got 40 in the set. These that can be used with the images, because as I've said, for this CD, what I've gone for is the matte and layering. And by that I mean, for those of you that are very new to crafting, please forgive me if you're a hardened crafter, that we're going to build up layers. So perhaps a background paper, we may use perhaps a stone at one part, and then this one, and then put the image on the top. So we're just building it up with matte and layering the images. Now they come in full colour and in a tint as well, so you can use those, I think, to good effect for the CD. We've got our inserts as well. If I can show you these, got some sort of beautiful floral ones. And again, these come in all of the sizes because we've got A5 portrait, A6, A7 and A8, and we've got square cards on the CD as well. So, and you could even chop some of them down, the landscape, the portrait ones, to a squarer format. So I've tried to give you everything that you're going to need. If I just sort of click onto one here, we can see now that you can just type your greetings message or your verse in there. Now also I've given you some blank templates here because you could use the backing papers, especially the tinted ones, to overprint then with your greetings message. So if I go to this one here, and you can see now that we can type our message in. One thing incidentally, you click on the main image and not the tag there. That doesn't actually take you anywhere. You have to just drop down to the main image. And then you can see now we could have overprinted this, put it one pass through our printer and type a lovely backing paper on, and then come back and the verse will be all in position here if you wanted to use it that way. And that gives you the scope now with these blank templates really to use, any resource that you have at hand. You don't necessarily have to be limited to everything that we've got on the CD. Now I've given you some verses as well, because obviously you'll want to put something in the card, and this is just a starting point and again a serving suggestion. So what you'd need to do with these is just simply highlight the copy like so. Right hand click on our mouse button here, or go edit copy. Remember, you can use these on the Mac as well, so you probably go up edit and copy, and then we can then paste that into our card. So if we go edit, and this time I'm going to copy what I've done there, go to return, back to return, come to one of my inserts here, and let's say I'm going to go for that one. I'm going to highlight the type here, and you can go edit paste or Control V. Now that's obviously a little bit small, so we go Control E on here. Oops, let me get the right key on that. Highlight my text, Control E, and what's going to happen is up comes my properties box here, and I can change the size and the style. So I'm going to say change it to 26 point, but you must have it. Let's just move that down there just to show you. We highlight all of the text, and let's go to say 36, and we can change the size there. You can see that's come up larger, and then you can change the color as well. So I could just, while it's highlighted, to change it to purple if I wanted to. So I can change the size and the color. Okie dokie. So that's how we use that part of the box. Remember, it must be highlighted. If the text isn't highlighted or clicked into, none of this comes up, and try and highlight all of it. Okie dokie. So that's a brief overview of using the text there. And if you want to put it further lower down in the card, I just click onto the section here and then hit the return key, and you can drop it down if you want to, like so. So it's a lovely feature you can use with the CDs. And remember, we could use that with our templates as well. So those are our verses as well. And finally, I've given you envelopes, and I've given you all of the different sizes here. So we've got from the small to the large, because obviously, you know, postage is a little bit more expensive now. But do you know, I think small cards are coming into trend. I quite like them for smaller, so I'm not saying small cards for small occasions, that's not really right, but for little quick things like thanks for being my friend, thank you, sorry, you know, they're quite nice for little messages like that. But perhaps if we're doing the bereavement card, something a little bit perhaps more befitting, I think an A5 or possibly an A6 card. Okay, so that's really what we're going to find on the CD here. And just coming back to say, with mat and layering, not wishing to teach how to suck eggs, but what you can do with these images, as I said, this will now work. You will print the sheet out, cut out the section that you want, obviously keep the others. Now all of these are text editable. You could copy the same message in, or perhaps type something like, sorry your car broke down, or whatever it might have, or a thank you, or whatever you want to do to keep those for future use. But also that you don't, if you're making an A5 card, there'd be nothing to stop you popping an A6 image on and then mat and layering and perhaps using some dyes and building things up as well. You've got a lot of scope with this if you want to. And again, if you really wanted to, there's nothing to stop you printing it out twice and perhaps cutting something out if you wanted to decoupage. But I think you'll find the images are quite stunning, and they'll work really well with mat and layering. It's quite a nice way of working with the cards. And just another way that you can, sort of serving suggestion here for your card making, is that you could put this base layer up on foam pads. Just lifting that up one complete layer on your card can really give you I think quite a stunning and beautiful effect. It really is a case with this CD of less is more. So those are just sort of some ideas just to give you that I think you can work with. But of course, you've got your own crafting preferences. By all means, use those. Okie dokie. So I hope that gives you a fairly good idea of what you'll find on this CD. I think it's going to be one of those ones that there's a lot on it, and there's a lot of occasions in which you can use it. The backing papers are lovely, and of course they could be used for all of your card making and the inserts and the templates as well. I think you'll find this is one of those CDs that has a lot of life in it for you as a crafter. No pun intended, because we're also looking at, as I said, that quite thorny subject of bereavement as well. I've been asked for this a lot, and as I said, now I've sort of put it in, but rolled it all into one sort of CD here that has a little bit of everything in it for you. Okie dokie. I hope you enjoy the CD. I hope you get a lot out of it. I put a lot of thought into this one. I think you'll find that as a resource, it will be quite useful and quite a pleasure to work with your crafting CDs. Anyway, enjoy your crafting and take care. Bye bye.